If you've noticed a loss of muscle and strength in your legs as you've gotten older, then today's video is perfect for you. In this video, I'm going to give you one incredible exercise to help you regain your strength and mobility in just a few weeks. Today's exercise is an incredible way of improving the strength of your legs in squatting type movements. Things like getting up and out of a chair, things like coming up or down stairs, and getting in and out of a car. All of these things will be so much better if you commit to this exercise. The other thing this helps with is walking, because stronger legs will help you walk further and faster too. Now, we used this exercise in the clinic just the other day with a lady who was really struggling to get up and out of a chair. Before we tried this exercise, she basically couldn't do it without assistance. And then with just a few minutes of practicing it, it almost transformed the way she moved, and she was able to mobilize and get out of that chair so much easier. So to make this exercise work, you only need two things. The first thing you're going to need is a resistance band, and you can either use one of these rubber bands, which I've tied in a knot, or you can get a pre-made band like this glute band I found online. Either of them will work really, really well. And then the second thing you need is a nice chunky towel that you've folded over a couple of times to create kind of a big wedge like this. So there's two variations of this exercise. They both involve a dining room chair. I'm going to show you the exercise variation that helped my patient first. So basically the exercise is just a simple sit to stand, but with a twist. And the twist is we're going to use one of our devices, little implements here, to help us activate certain muscles better. So I'm going to use the band first. And what I'd like you to do with your band is slip it around both legs, just above the knees. And you're going to start by taking your legs nice and wide apart. Now, once you've got your legs wide, you should feel your glutes on the outside of the hip activating. And these are muscles that are key for helping you get up and out of a chair and move better. The problem is sometimes they're just not activating at the right times. So by activating them, by using this band and pushing out, we can get them to switch on really fast. So here's what we're going to do. You're going to come right to the edge of your chair. Your feet are going to come just below your knees. You're going to take your hands out the way. You're going to go nose over toes forward and up and stand, and then very slowly put that movement into reverse. Stick your bottom out, bend your knees, and come all the way down until you touch the chair. Now, what we want to ensure here is that this distance between the knees doesn't start to narrow as we're lowering back down, because what I want to do really is allow my legs to relax like this. That would be really, really easy. What we want to try and do is push out into the band, and counterintuitively, even though this is harder, this can sometimes make the up and forward movement feel easier. So if you struggle getting in and out of a chair, sometimes putting a band around your knees doesn't necessarily make it less likely that you'll do it, but more likely that you'll do it. Now, when you're doing this at home, you want to keep the movement going, kind of like I am now. I'd recommend doing somewhere between 5 and 10 in a row, several times per day. And if you find that useful, stick to it. Now, if that didn't help, let's try the second variation, because maybe that will be better for you. It's exactly the same thing, but this time we're going to do the opposite with our knees. So for this, you need your towel. You're going to fold it over into a nice tightly packed wedge. Probably try and fold it over again, so you've got a nice kind of 12-inch gap, I would say, between your two knees, and have your pillow wedged in like this. Again, bring your feet underneath your knees like this, and instead of pushing out, this time we're going to push in. So you're going to try and squash that towel. So now we've closed that gap down to probably 6 inches. Started off at 12. Now we've closed it down to 6. And because of the weight of the towel is pushing out against your knees, you're trying to squash it inwards. Now we're just going to repeat that simple sit to stand movement again. So come right to the edge of the chair like this, hands out the way, squeeze the towel. Now come forward and up, keeping the pressure on the towel throughout, and then put the movement into reverse. So stick your bottom out, bend your knees, and come down. Then repeat, so squeeze and push, and then keep that squeeze on as you slowly go down. Now, for some people, this will make it a lot easier for them to get up and out of a chair. And if that's you, well done, you found a winner. So stick with this. Again, 5 to 10 times in a row works really, really well, a few times per day. And in the space of just a few weeks of practice, is going to make a massive difference to your strength and mobility. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll speak to you again on the next one.